Turning now to your weather impacts. Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich is standing by, and behind you, I see more snow, Brad.
Yeah, it's a winter wonderland in the mountains. We're getting a lot of reports of some rough travel up there. This is in downtown Blowing Rock because our camera froze. Well, it's trying to move again. There we go. We'll kind of go show you. It's really windy. We're seeing a lot of snow, and also on the streets, we're seeing a lot of snow as well. So it's been a very cold and kind of blustery evening. You see these snow squalls that have been moving through. So you get into an area where there's no snow, and all of a sudden you see whiteout conditions and some wind. So around Boone to Blowing Rock, some rough conditions. Everybody coming out of the mountains are going up into the mountains right now. You're going to run into some rough travel this evening into the overnight hours. Most of this moisture is drying up, though, before it gets too far east. The big story has been the cold air spilling in behind this front that's going to be with us all weekend. Now, most of the weekend is dry. Sunday night, though, we start to see moisture moving in. It'll be snow to the north, rain to the south, and because cold air gets trapped against the mountains, we're likely going to see a little bit of ice develop here as we see that kind of wedge of cold air, at least temporarily, over us before the warm air kind of wins out. It will eventually change to rain for everybody on Monday morning into the afternoon, but then the cold air spills back in Monday night. So we want you to stay weather aware Sunday night into Monday morning in the mountains primarily. While there will be rain here in the Charlotte area, it's not going to amount to a whole lot, especially once we get past around 10 o'clock in the morning, but it could slow you down for that morning commute. So grab the rain gear in the morning, slow it down, and just give yourself a little extra time on Monday morning. The main impacts from this winter weather is going to be up to our north. You see that threat for heavy snow and ice up there, but you can see some parts of our area in the mountains and foothills, especially the eastern facing slopes, anywhere you see the yellows and oranges, that's where we could have more of an impact, limited impacts as you get down closer to the Unifor region. We will see ice, though. This setup is primarily an ice setup. It's not so much a snow setup because there's warm air going above the cold air down at the surface. That could produce up to a quarter inch of ice in some spots, but most areas will get a glazing to about a tenth of an inch of ice once you get north of Interstate 40. But the cold air is going to be impacting everybody next week as this dip in the jet stream develops. It will stay over the eastern half of the country, not only for most of next week, but into next weekend and possibly the week after. So it's not historic cold. It's not even record-breaking cold for us. Our records are down close to zero in the single digits. Our lows will be mainly upper teens, low 20s, but 10 to 15 degrees below average in the heart of the coldest part of winter definitely will give us a chill. And because it's so long lasting, that means it's going to stay cold, and we could see some issues, especially with outdoor exposed pipes over days and days and days of very cold temperatures sitting over us, and maybe possibly the potential for some wintry weather if the pattern stays in place. But look at that stretch of below average temperatures. Our average high is 52, average low is 32. This weekend, cold and mostly dry. You see temperatures only in the low 40s tomorrow, low 40s, but increasing clouds. And yes, even some rain could start to develop by Sunday night. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast first. Monday morning, really Sunday night, Monday morning, we want you to stay weather aware for that ice in the mountains. But look how cold this pattern is. Consistently in the 30s and 40s all the way until the 18th possibly of the month. So we're looking at long range temperatures staying below average all the way through the middle of the month, guys.
All right. We have been warned. Thanks, Brad. And we do want to put this reminder out there. If you see frosty conditions where you are, we want to see them too. So if it is safe to do so, snap a picture, take a video, send it using the Near Me feature inside our WCNC Charlotte mobile app. Also, be sure to include where the photo or video was taken. We don't need exact addresses, but if you give us a neighborhood or general area, it really does help us tell the story.
Well, still